That's good.
Hey, what's good, guys? Yeah, weather's beautiful out in London. It's about 18 degrees today, and just really want to sum up Arsenal's end of season. And it's really hard to do because, yes, they have finished a point behind Spurs in 5th place. Had they not messed up the team sheet against Palace, they would have been in the top 4 easily. Unfortunately, like I said, the league never lies after 38 games, and you got to take it as it is. Yeah, I thought we would finish 6th, so is 5th an improvement? Not really, considering where things are, but as a whole, I'm not going to judge Emery until after the Europa Cup final, and I think that you guys should do the same thing. It's very difficult in terms of honours, and where you finish up a win in that game would see them A, lift the trophy, and B, in the Champions League. And realistically, those are our 2 targets. Those are any club's 2 targets in the league, out of the top 6. Qualify for the Champions League, you know, obviously challenging for the title, and then winning a trophy. So how many teams are actually going to do that? But we can be there in terms of success. If we win the Europa League Cup, that will be a successful season. Regardless of what anybody says, that would be a great season. So where are we now? Well, against Burnley, I think the team had no pressure. And it's indicative of this team to play well under no pressure. But when you consider the amount of times we've gone away and we've had red cards, the amount of sloppy goals we gave, remember we had that run where we had let in 9 goals in the last 3 games, Wolves, Leicester and Palace. And you have to think to yourself, one of the things that we were really missing is obviously Bellerin and Rob Holding, 2 young studs for Arsenal who made a huge impact in our 22-game unbeaten streak. And Rob Holding, obviously, he played 16 of those games. Out of the 22 games that we had, he played in 16 of those. So with Rob Holding, in those 16 games he played in, we only let in 4 goals. So he's a quality player. And I think him coming back next year will be really, really strong for us. Guys, Torreira, he started the season well. Really, really well. And after Christmas, he just faded away. I've got to put that down to just his stamina. I think the league had just bogged him down, and he never really recovered. He never really got back to that form. There was times that Emery would play him in the diamond, which is not where he's suited because it moves him too further up the pitch. So that's a tactical issue there. And I just think that we lost him. We lost him in the second part of the season for reasons, as I said, in terms of the system and the players' fatigue. It was just too much. So I believe he's going to be strong again. Joe Wilcox. I think Joe Wilcox is going to be a big player for Arsenal next season. He looked good against Burnley, and we just need to find another option outside of Xhaka. And I'm not saying Wilcox is the best defensive player, but we're just going to have to go through the reins until we get one in. I'm not talking transfers today because we haven't been told how much money we're going to have to spend. So let's just leave that out of the equation for now. Smith Rowe. I've been saying for a while is going to be the Aaron Ramsey replacement. He proved that in pre-season last year. He was undoubtedly one of our best players in pre-season. So I think that he's going to surprise there, as will Reece Nelson. Scored 6 goals in his first 7 games and has done absolutely nothing since. Has got himself way in and above what he should have been doing. Mentally, things aren't going well. Late to meetings as well. And those are the reasons why he's been dropped. But at the end of the day, we can talk about all these different things, but the boy just is homesick and he needs to come home. It's one thing saying you can go out on loan when you're 20, 21, but when you're sending 17, 18-year-olds out on loan, it's a completely different thing altogether. I personally think that what we did with Jack Wilshere when he went to Bolton and what we did with Chuba Akpong. Those are things that are more manageable because you're still in England and you're still playing in the same country, and at times you're still playing in the same league. Having to go to a different country where you don't know the language, you don't know the people, you don't know the way of style, is just too much for an 18-year-old. And I think that Arsenal probably should not have done what they did in that respect. It would have probably been easier to send him somewhere like Birmingham, who we have a good loan history with, or Derby, or again, Hull, somewhere like that, where we have history with the team in terms of understanding what's the process is going to be, what we're looking for the player. Why would you send a player out on loan only for him to sit on the bench for half the season? And with Smith Rowe, obviously injuries took over that. So there are things that we've got to learn from that respect. But overall, guys, I think that those are some of the players that are really going to turn a fortune in for us next season. I'm hearing all this talk about Zaha, but I would think it would be more intriguing for you to have a look at Sacco and have a look at Reece Nelson. Both players who are fully capable of playing on the wing, who are not going to cost you an arm and a leg because they're already here, and who are going to grow in your system. The thing about it is, Emery's had a good record of bringing through young players. And I'm not saying he hasn't done it at Arsenal. I mean, we've seen what's happened with Guendouzi. Torreira's 22. I don't really think we can call him young. But we've seen what's happened with, obviously, Rob Holding. We've seen what's happened with Maitland-Niles. And obviously, Eddie Nketiah has been on the bench for quite a long time. He hasn't had as much games as he wanted to. But the fact that he's on the bench means that the coach really trusts in his ability, and he repaid that by scoring the last goal against Burnley. So I'll be looking for more of that next season from Emery. It kind of, in some ways, looked like he was shoehorned in, and because he didn't have anything really to do with the scouting. I mean, that was all Sev Mislintat. So I made a statement about all the players that came in last summer. None of them was from Emery. They were all brought in by Mislintat. So this summer we're going to see what Emery's all about, because he's going to be actively out there scouting now, because we haven't got Edu yet. That's still unofficial because he's still with Brazil. So I think we have to trust in process for the moment, and we have as much to learn about our future of the team as Emery does at this point in time. So again, it all depends on what's going to happen with how much money we're going to be given. Josh Kroenke is at the helm, and he's the one that Stan has put in charge as director. And obviously we've got VJ, and then we've got Raul Sally, director of football, and they're going to be working through the transfer policies of which we've not been told yet. That was a good thing about Ivan Gazidis. He always told us what our budgets were going to be, and actually they spent over what they said the budgets were going to be. We had 120 million to spend, and I believe we've averaged something like 126 over the last 3 or 4 years. But that was because of the new Puma and stadium rights in 2014. Those rights have both been renewed over the last 12 months. Stadium was last year. The Adidas deal is this year, which has doubled the amount. So in a sense, there is more money to spend commercially, and we also have surplus money in the bank. I believe the cash reserves is somewhere around 160 million at the moment. But the fact of the matter is, we have not been told how much money there's going to be to spend. So we did lots of things that we need to cover up this summer, and we can't really play the guessing game until someone officially comes out and explains what our targets are. And as fans, that's all we're asking. Forget the people who are moaning. There are a lot of shareholders and Arsenal Supporters Trust and loyal dedicated supporters that just want to know where we stand. That's all. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, we can handle it. Just tell us where we stand in regards to the team growing, and what these new commercial deals mean for us as a business. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Overall, it's been an up and down season, but it's probably been just about where I thought we would be. Yeah. It's been a great season. It's my first, although I've been doing 7 years on Facebook with Arsenal 101. This is the first year that I've started the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for your support. The trick next season, is to just trying to deliver more content, more feedback from fans, and hopefully we'll get this podcast sorted out. There's a few things that we're working on at the moment in conjunction with the guys on 101 and the guys in the WhatsApp group. So we'll see we'll see where we go. We'll see where we grow, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you guys better content as the seasons go on. All right, peace out, guys. Appreciate the love, and let's catch up soon.